Hey everybody, welcome to the SamStream demo. This is the software that we created using AI to find contracts, get them sent straight to you, whatever industry or wherever you're at in the world, and ones that are applicable to you. Also, we can look at archived pricing and see what those contracts went before, or what ones in that same category are going for now to help you with your pricing. And then with our AI model, we have built it so that it will write your proposals, cover letters, capability statements, write emails, and do many other features. So this is the main website for SamStream, and it's at samstream.ai. And this is where you log into the application. We've got many tools here. If you're not a government contractor already and you want to become one, you'll know that you need to have a business and get registered with sam.gov. If you're not registered with sam.gov, which registering with sam.gov is 100% free, but if you do want a little bit of help, we do have a tutorial video that walks you through every single step of getting registered. It puts tooltips on the screen, and it's actually an overlay that as soon as you purchase it, when you get onto sam.gov, it plays videos and overlays on your screen and walks you through every part of the process. Once again, this is not necessary. You can go do it yourself, but we found that many of our customers were very confused by trying to figure out how to navigate that. So we built this. If you come down to the bottom, you can purchase the SAM extension, which is $20. For everybody else who's already a government contractor and knows the pains of finding contracts, finding the pricing, and bidding on those contracts, this is a walkthrough of how to use the software and how to start your 7-day free trial. So once again, we go to samstream.ai and you hit login up here, and that will take you to the web-based app at samstream.us. Now, if you have an account already, you can log in here. If you need an account because it's your first time, you're going to hit need an account. You're going to put in your credentials here, confirm your password, your phone number, and your email, and then hit sign up. It will then send you a confirmation email, which will be sent to the email that you provide. You'll need to click that. Then you can come back and log in with your credentials. Now, your very first time logging in, you're going to notice that everything is locked over on this side, and you won't be able to get to anything other than the dashboard. So you will have to go down either on the dashboard or go down to my profile, and you'll have to choose a subscription. Now, SamStream is 100% free. It is totally free to use for a week, but unfortunately, we had people taking advantage of our software and using multiple emails to keep running our servers up, and it was costing us money, and unfortunately, we had to go to this model. So you will have to start a subscription and put your credentials in for your credit card. Once again, it's not going to charge you. We don't handle your credit card payment. Stripe does. They're a third-party processor, so we don't have your information. But after the 7 days, your subscription will start. But you can cancel it at any time before that if you choose you don't want to continue to use the product. If not, it will bill on a monthly basis. And once again, there's no contracts, and you can cancel at any time. So once again, start your subscription. It'll ask you either monthly or yearly. I suggest you just start with monthly. Like I said, it's not going to charge you anything. It's going to charge you $0, but we do need to make sure that you're real before we give you access. So once you do that, it will unlock all the features of SamStream, and we can get going. So the first thing that we're going to look at here on the dashboard is if you need any help. There's tutorial videos here that walk through exactly what we're going over today. Also, our company phone number is here, which goes directly to me. I am the owner, I am the founder, and I've been a government contractor for 8 years. I created this product for myself and then realized it was commercially marketable, and that's where we are today. So once again, you can call me or text me anytime with any questions that you might have. You can also email us at any time, and you can also click here to go straight to my calendar and book a one-on-one session if you need a little bit more personalized help. There's also our AI agent down here in the corner that you can go to and ask it anything related to the software. If you have questions about the software, what do I do here? What does this mean? Any of those questions you can ask our AI chatbot here, And you can also switch over to contracting help. And if you've got questions about government contracting in general, this is a great place to start also. But once again, we are more than happy to help you get you going on your government contracting journey or using the software. So please don't hesitate to reach out. So let's just jump right in, gang. So the first thing we want to do is we want to search for opportunities. What's the difference between our search using AI and the search on sam.gov? The main difference is we are using AI to search the title and the description. On sam.gov, if you put in something like, let's say, landscaping. Landscaping, the only time sam.gov is going to bring something up for you is if landscaping is in the title. And if you've been doing government contracting, you know sometimes they'll call it groundskeeping, grass cutting, bush trimming. Any of these things our AI is going to pick up on, and it is going to bring those things back that are for you. Now, once again, this search works for literally any industry in the world that you can think of the government is most likely soliciting for and looking for. So what we'll do is we'll start with a search with that. And we can see there's 400 different opportunities within landscaping that have come up. Now, the first thing we want to do before we set this up to an automatic search so it notifies us is we want to go ahead and filter these down. Now, if you've got set-asides, if there's a city that you only want to work in or a state that you only want to work in, you can set any of these parameters so it's specifically for you, and anytime a contract comes up in your filters, it will send it straight to you, and I'll show you how we're going to set that up. So we're just going to say we want to see things in the United States, and I only want to see things that I can respond to from today for the next couple months, which means nothing that has passed. And now we've got 48 different opportunities that have come up, from ground maintenance, landscaping services, to exterior improvements, pre-solicitations, construction. Many different things have come up here out of the 48 different things under landscaping. And what we want to do now is we want to set this so that we can bid on this job. Now, excuse me, we're going to back up for a second. We want to set this so that anytime a contract comes up in the United States and it is a fresh opportunity, I want it to get sent straight to me. I don't want to have to go look for these anymore. Now, the one thing we can do is we go over here to this button and hit Add to Auto Search. And what this is going to do is we're going to add this to our auto search. And now anytime a landscaping contract comes up with the federal government in the United States, it's going to send it straight to our notifications. And we don't have to go look for these anymore on a daily basis. It's going to send us an email with whatever email you signed up with, and it's going to tell you, hey, Nick, there's a new contract you need to go look at. And then I can come through daily and I can look through the different opportunities that have been presented to me. Now, if you have multiple industries that you're working in or you're hoping to work in, you can set any of those up. You can see we have landscaping here. We have janitorial. We have equipment rentals. We have stump grinding, tree trimming, many other things. You can set up as many of these as you want in many areas. If you only want to work in a certain city or state, you can set those too, so it alerts you to that. So same thing, you can come through, look at any of these, or do a quick search on any of these that you'd like to at any time. We can see there's 73 different opportunities for janitorial right now. So we've set our auto searches so we don't have to go look for these contracts anymore. So now let's take a look through and see what contracts are available. Here is a janitorial service contract that's in Hilo, Hawaii for janitorial. There's a few more. Here's one for Weaverville. Here's one for a seed lab. There's many different contracts that are available and able to be bid on right now. So one thing that we've done, the very first thing that we can show you is that if you've been on sam.gov, these descriptions, they put these gigantic descriptions sometimes. Holy cow, this one is really gigantic. What we've done is we've made it so that you can summarize this whole description with AI so that you can get a bird's eye view of exactly what the government is asking for in this contract. So you hit summarize, depending on the size of the description, our AI is going to take this, it's going to interpret it, and it is going to feed it back to you so that we can just look at it pretty quickly and see that the government wants janitorial services for cleaning restrooms, floors, office, concert rooms, kitchenettes, and other things in a 3,000 square foot building. And the period of performance is for 5 years from October 25 to September 2030. And it gives the hours and lets you know some different interesting facts about it. We've got enough time to bid on this. As I go through my opportunities each day, if it's something I'm interested, I'm going to add it to my favorites. If it's something I'm not interested in, I'm going to get rid of it. Then I won't see it ever again. And you can go through and feed through all of those and high grade your opportunities. So we're going to say I'm interested in the Cleveland National Forest janitorial contract. I'm going to go ahead and view details. So now I am able to come in here. I'm able to see all the pertinent information, the title, who's the primary contact, who am I going to ask questions to? Aaron Scott James. How do I get a hold of Aaron? Our AI has pulled Aaron's email address so you could reach out to her. And if there's a phone number, our AI will pull that phone number also. So now we've got a phone number for Aaron so we know who to ask. It will give you the full description. So if you want to read through it, you can. It will also give you the summarized description. And it will show you any opportunity history. So if this has changed over the month or 2 months, it's going to show you the different, how it's changed and the different history. Whichever one's highlighted, that's the one that is the most, that is the one that you're looking at. Whatever one's on the top is the most recent. Now, we've got all of the attachments here. And one thing that we've done differently than sam.gov is that we have made it so that you can view these files without downloading them. If you've ever been on sam.gov, you know you have to download every file before you're able to read it. You can still download them here, but we have also added all of this information into our database where now if there's maps or blueprints or literally any of these files, you can hit the eyeball and our AI will go pull that information from our resources. And now we can pull this up to take a look at it again to see if it's something that we're still interested in. So we're going to say that we went through this and I'm very interested in this opportunity. We also can do these drop downs down here. We've piped in all this information. Who's the sub tier? Where is this actually located? What are the set asides for this? Where is the pop city, which is the place of performance? Where is it actually going on? Alpine, California. And also we have made it so that you can go straight to sam.gov with the link. If you'd like to go there and look, we actually have more information on here than sam.gov does, but you can come through and take a look. So now that I've gone through all of my documents and I've decided, you know what, this is something that I want to bid on, I'm going to hit create a bid packet. And now that's sent that over to our bid packet management system. So now what we need to do is we want to bid on this contract, but first, as our first time in SamStream, we need to build our profile. We need to teach the AI who we are as a company. So the first thing we start off with is team members. Who are the people that are part of our team? If it's just you as a company owner, still build a profile. Do you have subcontractors that you use? This is where we're going to build all that stuff. It's very straightforward information. You add a person. As you can see over here, we have Brian as a pretend employee. Brian, how do we get a hold of Brian? Does Brian have certs, certifications and licenses, a security clearance? Now, any of these things, you don't have to put information in there. You can leave the email blank. You can leave any of this blank. If he doesn't have licenses or certifications and doesn't have security clearances, leave those blank. Give a little bit of background on yourself, on your employee. Let us know a little bit about you. Our AI will elaborate on that, but give us at least something to work with. Once again, you could do a sentence or a whole biography in here. The more you give the AI, the better job it's going to do. Same with the title, role at the company, years of experience and years with the company, and you save that and you just start building these profiles out for people and we can add them to contracts later. Now, also with subcontractors, it's a little bit deeper information, but if you have subcontractors that you're going to be using for jobs, we want to build a profile for them also. And the reason for that is that we are going to add them to jobs also. Very straightforward again. Enter their information, background about them, a little bit more in-depth information on their name, their title, where they're at. Are they registered with SAM? What services do they offer? Years in business, insurance coverages, bonding capacities. Once again, if you don't know that and you don't want to provide that, you don't have to. And then give a little section on their company values and who they are as a company. So once again, we've built our team management center. We've put one person in here as Brian because we only have one employee, or we'll just say that that is myself. So now we've built team members. Also, one thing, if you've done government contracting, the United States government will ask for past performance sometimes. This is where we've made it so that you can build your past performance in here of jobs that you've done, whether it's in the private sector, the commercial sector, or the government sector. This is where you can start building up those things. Very straightforward again. What was the title of the project? Who's the POC, which is the point of contact? How do we get a hold of them? Their email. Was there a solicitation number? Was there a department or a company, or was it a private homeowner? A description of the job, the start date, the completion date, initial cost, final cost, if there was any major issues, and then also if you got any coordinator feedback and a couple other things. Same thing. You just start building these up, and it puts it into a nice little document, and we can attach these to different contracts as we need to, so that it's just part of the bid packet when we send it into the government. And it just puts it into a really nice formatted, simple to read past performance document here for us. So once you get those built up, if you have any, if you don't have any, then you don't have to worry about it. And also, so you know, if you're using subcontractors, their past performance is also acceptable sometimes on these contracts. So now we're going to go into bid packets. This is our bid packet management system, and this is where we're going to be running the whole show of bidding on these contracts. So the first thing, your very first time, you're going to need to do core data. Your core data is the core data about your company. Nick's contracting company. Nick is the owner and primary contact. Here's how to get a hold of him with his email, my phone number. Here's my secondary contact is Andrew. He's also an owner. Same thing, very straightforward. You go through, are you registered with SAM? Put in your UEI, your cage code, how long you've been in business, your insurance coverages, your set-asides. Same thing, a nice little company background about yourself, whether it's a sentence or whether it's a paragraph or it's a whole biography. The more you give it, the more it's going to do. Same thing with company values. Put a little something in there about your company values and things that you pride yourself on. Even if it's just single words with a comma, our AI will elaborate, but the more you give it, the more it's going to do. So now that we've done core data, we have to get our root documents done. And on here, when you're doing it the first time, you're literally going to click the blue button. That's right there that says generate document, and it's going to generate a root cover letter. Now, our cover letter is what's going to go on top of every single bid packet. It's going to be the first thing that the government contractor, when you send in this bid packet, is going to see. And it's just a quick introduction and lets them know that you're interested in bidding on this contract. Now, this is the root cover letter. Every time we make a cover letter specific to a bid, it's going to change. So this is just the root one that it comes up with. You can go take a look at it, but it's going to change every time. So this is just the base for our AI to work off of, and it will generate this in about a minute for you once you've done your core data. Same with the capability statement. Capability statement, for those of you that don't know, is a resume for your company. It's an expanded business card, and I'm going to explain towards the end why this is super important. Once again, you can fully edit this. You can add your logo. You can do any of this stuff straight from here or download it straight to your computer and play with it from there. We just decided to make it super simple because I've always found that's very effective, but you're allowed to tweak this or change this as you like. Once again, you're just going to hit the buttons and generate those. You don't have to do anything. The AI will do all of that. So now, gang, we are ready to bid on a contract. If you remember, we hit add to bid packets, and now this Cleveland National Forest janitorial contract is in here, and now we can start generating our documents for this. The very first thing I always make is my technical proposal. For those of you that don't know, most of the time with the government, it is lowest price, technically acceptable is what they're going to choose, the bid that's going to be the winning bid. So you have to give them a good price, which we'll show you in a minute how to find that. And you need to give them a good technical proposal. A technical proposal can be the make or break of a bid, and I know this from personal experience. So this is why we wrote this technical proposal writer. So what you'll do is you'll hit generate document. This is where we can link team members. I'm going to say Brian is going to be the head cleaner. And I'm going to, oh, I put clearer. Let's unlink that. Head cleaner. And we will link Brian onto there. And now Brian's a part of that. So now the AI knows who our team members are. It knows that Brian is going to be the head of this operation. It knows who we are. Now we need to give it documents to read so that it can read the document and put it with our information. That's where we hit fetch attachments. Our AI goes to sam.gov database, pulls the information, and now we need to let it know what we want it to read. Maps really don't matter in this, and wage determinations. If you're not sure, just leave it in there. The AI will digest it and it'll spit out what it doesn't need. For the sake of us doing this demo, I'm going to get rid of the stuff that we don't need. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of those things so that it's a little bit quicker. And we can, now that we've got documents for a read, we can toggle between simple and advanced. A simple proposal is going to be between 5 and 10 pages long, and an advanced one is going to be between 10 and 20 pages long. Most of the time, 99% of the time, I use simple. And the reason for that is 5 to 10 page proposal is well enough for anything that I do. Now, bigger businesses that, let's say you have many subcontractors, you're doing a building, you've got electricians, you've got dirt work, you've got roofers, plumbers, all these different things, framers. That's when you might go to a advanced. But for the sake of today, we're just going to generate a simple, and it's as easy as hitting generate document. It is in the queue, and you can see the wheel is turning and it's going. So now, really quick, gang, why this is going, it takes about 4 or 5 minutes. I am going to jump backwards in time really quick. If you remember when we were looking over this, and the reason I do this out of order is because it takes a minute for that to generate, and I like to fill the time. So if you remember when we were here looking at this contract, we were interested in seeing if we want to bid on it. So now this is where we can go, and I would do this before I went to create the bid packet, but now we can go over to this button that says try to find pricing. And we hit that button, and now our AI is digging through all the archived data that we have built on from sam.gov. Now, as long as they posted the award data, our AI and our servers have that stored on there. So now we can go through and see anything that was related to the Cleveland National Forest janitorial. If there is anything in there, and this has been awarded before, our AI is going to pull it out. Unfortunately, the United States government doesn't always post all the award data, and actually we're about to integrate something that we will have all of the data. But this is where we can go through and we can look and see if this contract has been awarded before. And if so, we can go and we can see how much it was awarded for, when it was awarded, and who it was awarded to. We can also go into view details, and if the original information is still here, if you'll see right here is the solicitation, here's the history, here's where they awarded it, we can click this solicitation here, and we can actually go back in time and we can view the details of this, and we can see all the original paperwork that was associated with it. So we can look at the old contract, we can see what was required for that contract, and we can compare it to the new one. So you can get a little bit of a glimpse into how much the government is paying for that specific contract or contracts similar to that. So also we can go through the archive, and if we just want to see janitorial or landscaping, janitorial contracts, you can just put in janitorial and it's going to bring up every contract that has been awarded that's still in the database. Once again, we can go through and search with our filters and say, I only want to see contracts that were in California, and I only want to see award notices. So now you can go through and we can see all these different contracts that were in California, how much they went for, who got them, and when they were awarded. So you can start figuring out, going through the details and kind of go down the rabbit hole and figure out exactly what the United States government has been paying for in certain geographic areas. Once again, this is not always indicative of exactly what they're going to pay, because I've seen stuff go for twice as much the next year or half as much. So it's wild over the board. But this at least gives you a little bit of a glimpse into the thinking and exactly what the government is going for here. So once again, this is the archive search. That's where I would go through and I would check these out beforehand, like I said, and just checking to see what the pricing possibly could be on that contract. You can also try to find incumbent. Those of you that don't know what an incumbent is, the incumbent is the person that did the contract last, and you can also go through and check that out. So you could see who won that, maybe possibly reach out to them, and you could ascertain some different things from that. So back to our bid packets. Let's see, we started at 7. That was exactly 4 minutes, and our technical proposal is done. Now, while we go and view that, I'm going to go ahead and get my cover letter going. The AI already knows who we're writing this to. It knows the bid details. If for some reason you have a strategic partnership, and let's say you're using a subcontractor, you could put a little bit about them in here, and then services offered, if it's something different than you normally do, and how long your proposal is good for. You don't have to fill any of these out, but if you are, you do have a validity, how long your bid is good for, then you want to put that in there, and you just hit generate, and it goes straight to work. So let's go take a look at our technical proposal. So now this was in 4 minutes. I'm going to say maybe 4.5 minutes. It wrote us this technical proposal. It took our information. It took the information from the United States government and built a beautiful 8-page document for us here, gang. Let me zoom down on this a little bit. And let's see, 150. It has done a nice technical proposal for us. It's titled it. It has give the solicitation number. It knows who our company is, our pertinent information. The one thing that I always have to check is the date. So it's going to put the date that this was due, this proposal was due. So sometimes if you're sending this early, like let's say I'm sending this in tomorrow, you'll have to go change the date on there. But I suggest reading through these. I don't really ever change anything in these, but you might want to. So once again, as we've laid it out, we've done a beautiful executive summary talking about Nick's contracting company and letting them know that we're very interested and excited to do this contract. Now, real quick, a technical proposal is laying over how you're technically going to do it. You're basically telling back to the government exactly how you're going to execute this job and telling them their words that they've already told you back. So we do a beautiful executive summary outlining the job. We do a project overview and let them know at a bird's eye view exactly what they're asking for and that we can deliver. It does a company background on us and why we're a great candidate to do this job. A methodology. How are we going to execute this janitorial job per their words, per their requirements? Our AI has pulled all that information and put it in here. It's put together a schedule of work. The AI knows that we need to be cleaning from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Wednesdays and during weekends. It knows that there is weekend services and bi-weekly. It knows all of that. It knows the daily tasks. It knows the annual tasks, and is going to put that in there so that the government knows that you know. It's going to let them know any equipment and materials that they've specified that we are going to be using on this job. It knows that we need to supply hand soap, paper towels, toilet paper, light bulbs, and commercial trash disposal. Same thing with any environmental and safety concerns. If we have to comply with USDA regulations and EPA regulations, the AI knows that, and it's going to put that in there. And if they want us to use green procurement guidelines, it knows that also. Now, our team composition. It knows, if you remember, we put Brian as the lead for Nick's contracting company, and he gave him the role of the head cleaner. It's going to give a little background on Brian and why he is a great asset and will be managing this job. And additionally, any other staff that we'll be using. Logistics and mobilization plan, it will put in there. It does a beautiful quality assurance plan. If they want a QAP plan, we are going to provide that to them and lets them know when we get this contract, you will be provided with those per their requirements of the contract. Same with the communication plan. If the COR, the contracting officer's representative, wants us to check in every single day, it will let them know that. If we need to do phone meetings, email, face-to-face meetings, the AI knows exactly what they want to hear, and it will tell that back to them. Any legal compliances, if there's certain insurance requirements that are required for this, it's going to let them know that we will have those in place before we start the contract. It'll let them know what our current insurance and bonding coverages are. Same with any license and certifications that are required. And then it closes out with an additional considerations for them for this contract, and then a beautiful closing statement about why we are the very best candidate to complete this job. So once again, guys, I've been government contracting for 7 years. This document would have taken me a day with my business partner, and both of us have been doing government contracting for a while to put together this document. Now, this is our default technical proposal. If you have technical proposals that you've used or that you like better than this layout, we can do that. With our document architect, and this is a different class, and you can let me know, and I'd be more than happy to take you through this. This is a different lesson, and I will make a different video on this. You can upload your technical proposal straight into here and train our AI to write in your style. And it will pay attention to the things that you want to pay attention to, and it will rewrite new proposals in your writing of old proposals. Also, if you want to create your own and make your own custom layout, you can make your own layout here also. And we have lots of people that are using this for grants, for city work, for all kinds of different things. So that's also on the table if you don't like the default technical proposal that we've laid out. Once again, we train this on over 500 proposals that I've written. And this is just what we found works. But once again, we can train this model to do anything that you want it to do and lay out stuff in your own way. I'm going to also now, we'll get our other documents going. We got our cover letter done. I'm going to get our email generating. Once again, the AI already knows everything that we need to know, and it will get that generating. So now we can go to our cover letter. Like I said, our cover letter is the first page that the government contractor, the COR, the contracting officer or the contracting officer's representative is going to see. And I found these really important and just a really nice formal way to introduce yourself. It knows already who we are. It knows that this letter is going to Aaron. It knows the solicitation number, gives them a quick overview of the project, lets them know that we understand it, lets them know who we are a little bit as a company, also lets them know that we are registered with SAM, our reps and certs are up to date, and we acknowledge any amendments to this contract. Once again, you can fully edit this, change it, download it, and it's fully designed and formatted and ready to go. So now we can go down and look at our email. The reason we made an email, which once again, you're going to download this whole bid packet and you're going to put it in your own email, but we've made this because there's a couple things that I found very important with my government contracting. The first thing is that I want to send this in. I want to be polite, but I want to confirm that my files, my email and the attached files were received, because then I've got a paper trail that says I submitted on time and they got it. If I don't hear from them in 24 hours, I'm going to be calling Aaron or I'm going to be emailing to get that confirmation. That way, if there's any problems with someone saying I didn't submit, or if it goes to the contracting officer's spam, any of those things, once I have that confirmation, I can move on with my life and just wait to hear back from them. Secondly, if you'll remember, we talked about the capability statement. The reason a capability statement is so important is that I send a capability statement in with every single contract that I bid on. Whether I win it or lose it, I ask the contracting officer to keep my capability statement on file, and should the need for our services arise in the future, please reach out to me. And what will happen, gang, is that contracting officers will actually keep these and they will start reaching out to you. I get 1 to 5 emails a week with contracting officers asking me to bid on things that nobody else bid on, or to help them figure out their pricing. So that's super, super important. Once again, this is a copy and paste into your email when you send off your things. So we've built all our documents. We've looked up and found our pricing. All that's left is to fill out our attachments. So anything that needs to be signed or filled out, instead of downloading it, writing it by hand, rescanning it, uploading it to a document filler, we've made the document filler here. So all we have to do is hit Fetch Attachments, choose the attachments that we want to fill out, which I'm just going to guess it is probably that one. I'm going to hit Upload Now, and I'm going to hit the little pencil, and it's going to take me into the document filler. And this is where I can fill out the 1449s. I can fill out my pricing. I can fill out any of this stuff. You hit Add Annotation, do a free text, and add it here. This is where I can add any of those. I can add any of my pricing that I need to for my documents, and they will stay attached. And I can also add my signature. You can create a signature in here and create it and drop it where you need to in the spots that need to be signed. You can adjust it, so on and so forth. Once again, you can sign everything and fill out all your documents, and then they will just be attached to the bid packet. And now we've got a complete bid packet. Also, let me go back here really quick. Linking past performance. You hit Link Past Performance, and you add as many of these that apply to this contract, and now it's made us a complete bid packet. If you're doing something outside of what you normally do, you can create a project-specific capability statement by generating it here, but that's not necessary if you're staying within what you normally do. You can download this whole document straight to your computer, then you can drop it in the file, or you can download each of these separately. If you're not making all of the documents, you can pick and choose and just download those there. We also have a tracker here where you can add once you either win it, you lost it, or you can delete it, and then you can kind of keep track of stuff and start looking at that. Now, here's the other thing, guys. Let's say you have a job that you want to bid on and it's not in our software system. Let's say you're doing something for the city and they gave you documents, a work statement of exactly what they want done, and you want to do a technical proposal, a cover letter, any of those things for that same project. Here's where we can create any bid packet that we want. So we say city job, and that's very generic, and it will create a bid packet for that. Now, if we want to create a technical proposal for this, we can still link our team members, but you hit, instead of uploading files, you hit Browse Files, and you can go straight to your computer, and you can add any documents that you want, and our AI will read those and marry them with your documents. So this is not only for stuff on sam.gov. We're integrating the states, but if you got state contracts, anything you can upload in here. We have people using this to write grants. So same thing. That is us going through a complete bid packet from top to bottom. Our past performance is linked here. We can unlink these as we need, so on and so forth. But once you get rolling and you find your contracts that you're interested in and you know your pricing, it takes about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to get a bid packet together. And this is what used to take days. So this is a complete game changer, guys. Now, during your 7-day free trial, you are going to be given 10 credits. 10 credits is enough to create all your documents that you need and bid on one complete contract. Like I said, it's 100% free. After you go through your 10 credits, if you're still in your 7-day free trial and you want to do more than that during your 7-day free trial, you'll have to buy credits. Credits are $1 and it takes about 5 to 10 to create a bid packet. Now, after your 7-day free trial, if you decide to go month to month, or try it out, or you decide I just want to save some money and buy it for a year, credits go away. Credits do not matter anymore, and you can write 150, whatever you want. You can write as many and respond to as many bids as you want to every single month. There is no cap on what you can do with this software. So once again, that is free reign there, guys. So that is the basic running of SamStream. Now, once again, you can always go to the dashboard. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us via email, phone number, or like I said, booking a one-on-one session. We're more than happy to help you in any way we can. I want to make sure that you understand the software and that you are using it to the most of its potential. So we will hold your hand. We will help you out if that's needed. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I look forward to serving you as clients. Thank you very much, and have an absolutely wonderful day.